Now, desperate for a more shapely bottom.
Aren't we all?
Oh, I am, for sure. I'm clenching as I speak. Bonnie-Louise Cooper decided that a liquid Brazilian bum lift was the answer to her prayers.
If it can work, it sounds like it could be amazing. Bonnie-Louise paid £1,500 to have, get this, half a litre of filler injected into her bottom. But what started as a procedure designed to give her a quick confidence boost quickly left her fearing for her life.
Bonnie-Louise joins us today alongside Dr Zoe to tell her story. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
So, Bonnie-Louise, tell me, first of all, what is a Brazilian bum lift?
So I had the liquid BBL.
Right.
It's literally just as simple as putting filler into your bum cheeks.
Now,
it sounds so simple when you say it like
But the idea of filler going into your face, I assume, having seen it happen, is small bits of filler. But how much was it you were going to have put in?
500 ml.
500 millilitres. Is this something you'd seen elsewhere, you'd researched, you thought, actually, that looks pretty painless, looks pretty effective, I'm going to go for it?
I really looked into it, yeah. It's something I was looking at for a long time and found the clinic that looked very credible and booked in.
And why did it matter to you so much? Was it something that was really affecting your confidence?
Yeah, confidence boost.
OK.
Obviously, I'm a very slim, petite girl.
You're gorgeous.
And, you know, it's just, I'm naturally small, so I thought filler would be the right option for me.
Right.
You'd done all the squats in the gym and all the leg day and all that. This wasn't something...
checking up, aren't you?
Yeah, because, of course, we've got a former gladiator sitting on the sofa who'll tell you actually how to get a pert bottom in the gym. But you tried all that, hadn't you?
Yeah, I just wasn't getting the results that I wanted.
Right.
Quick enough or just not at all?
It just wasn't happening.
OK. And so then when you said to us, you did your research,
Yeah.
Where did you look, where did you research, and what happened that first day when you went?
So I looked on Google, like the reviews, I looked on Instagram, because obviously social media is a very credible thing, isn't it? A lot of people use that now. Found a lot of people, this certain clinic was doing quite a large number. So obviously I thought, you know, they've done quite a few, they know what they're doing. And it was just as easy as that.
So you got the reviews, you've got you've got the sort of the response. You think, right, this is the place to go to. Tell us about the experience then, because clearly it didn't go as you'd hoped.
It was horrendous. So upon my arrival, it was just not what I was expecting. It was more like a salon environment rather than a clinic environment.
Did alarm bells start going off at that point?
Yeah, a little bit. Nothing major.
OK.
It wasn't until I was actually having the filler, whilst it was in process, I just noticed it wasn't... His way of practice wasn't very clean.
Oh, in what way?
So he was mixing syringes with tissues. So it was a trolley, 3-tier trolley. And, you know, because I've got the cannula in and obviously I'm bleeding, so he's wiping the blood. And then he's putting that tissue where my fresh needles are. OK.
So it didn't sound like a particularly sterile clinic, but at that point you're committed. So you're in.
Yeah, she's got a cannula in, yeah.
So you go through the process. How long did it take?
About half an hour.
About half an hour. And then initially, did it hurt or was it fine? How did it look? Were you pleased?
It was so painful. You know, it's meant to be pain-free. It's advertised as pain-free. The pain was excruciating. I hollowed out in pain.
Did that not concern the person doing it?
He just said it was normal. Everyone reacts different. Okay. He actually said to me that I could have a bad pain threshold.
What? But you've had a baby.
I have had a baby.
So your pain threshold can't be that low.
I know, yeah. Very, very painful. I was meant to be numbed with lidocaine. There was no numbness happening. OK. So he finished the procedure.
Did it look the way you expected?
It looked great.
OK.
It looked really good. I was happy.
And then, oh, OK, this is you before and after. OK, yeah. And then what happened afterwards when you left the clinic?
Gosh, it wasn't long after I realised how unwell I was. I mean...
In what way?
The pain. So even immediately after the procedure, even getting my trousers on was a struggle.
Because it was so sensitive, so tender.
Yeah. And then, you know, I had a 4-hour journey home and thank God I wasn't driving.
Yeah.
I was just, you know, led there in severe pain. Like every bump I could feel, every corner. And then once I got home, after the 4 hours, I couldn't move from the waist down.
And in the end, you ended up going to hospital, right?
I did, yeah.
And what happened when you got to hospital? What did they say?
So my sister called the paramedics to my home, and they done my obs. They obviously seen that there was some sort of infection going on. So they said, right, we're going to take you to hospital. So they stood me up, obviously, because I'm non-mobile at this point, and I collapsed. So at this point, I've been blue lighted to hospital on a stretcher.
This is terrifying.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It just goes from bad to worse.
It's awful.
Yeah, I mean, well, what happened in the end? You had sepsis, didn't you? And it was a life-threatening infection. And what we're seeing is there's an organisation called Safe Face, and they said they've seen a huge number of responses, these types of stories, these things happening to many people where they're having this procedure on the high street, not by a doctor or a nurse, by a non-trained, non-medical person.
You must make your skin crawl here
Oh,
this,
my
as a
goodness.
professional.
These complaints they've had, more than 50% of them, people have ended up with severe or life-threatening situations like this. So there is a call to ban them on the high street, which would mean that then you would want healthcare professionals doing them only. But actually, doctors who practice in aesthetics, more than 99% of them say they won't even do this procedure because it's so risky. So I think, you know, that just really says this is a very high-risk procedure, and I would say to anybody out there, seriously reconsider getting it done, unless you're going to have it done by a trained doctor.
But the risks outweigh the benefits. I mean, how are you feeling about it now, Bonnie-Louise?
I'm OK. I mean, I've still got, you know, I've had the filler dissolved and everything, so I've still got a lot of side effects and ongoing issues and scarring. So it's been difficult. I mean...
No more lunchtime bum lifts, back in the gym and the squats. Keep going with it.
I'm going to be back in the gym.
When you
Thank you for coming on the show and talking about it. It's been amazing. OK.